Don't engage alone. We do this together.
Yeah!
We got it! We got it!
New 52 book.
Somebody clip this.
Hello, Wonder Woman fans. Welcome to Comics League. And first off, I just want to address something is that, so these videos are going to be slightly retooled in 2025 into what's going to be called Wonder Woman Wednesday, where essentially every Wednesday I'm going to put out a Wonder Woman related content. It's going to be like this, 5 to 10 minutes long, where I talk about any type of Wonder Woman related topic, the current issues in terms of comics, or like the way Tom King is writing her, and so on and so forth. So that's the plan of 2025 in terms of Wonder Woman. So our first video is why Tom King must leave Wonder Woman. And this is based upon a thread that my co-host Britt did on Twitter. And I'll leave a link to the thread in the beginning because this is only like 5 points from there that Britt and I felt were interesting, were like particularly relevant. And then that way you guys can go back and read through the entire thread. Britt's really smart. So the number one thing is the narrative. And here's the problem. The first part is that he focuses too much on Steve. Now, here's the issue here, is that Tom King has said that one of the issues that Wonder Woman run into is that they focus too much on her villains and her love interests and less about her. Here's the problem with him critiquing that. He would then go on to do just that, where Steve Trevor is practically the protagonist, i.e., he essentially, before he died, he started the whole process of taking down the Sovereign, not Diana. Now, note, Sovereign is a character that King has tried to say would be Diana's like Joker, essentially, her nemesis. Now, here's the thing. The way a nemesis works is they have to actually fight the hero that's the protagonist of the book. This isn't a Steve Trevor book. This is a Wonder Woman book. And that is the issue. And here's the thing also, is that according to Britt, by placing Steve at the center of the narrative, King reduces Diana's role to that of a character defined by her relationship with a man. Yes, Wonder Woman is defined by her relationship with a man. And if King thinks he's doing anything different with that, he is lying. Number two, this is more on like on that because he did say that like this run would focus more on Diana, but then it also focuses on the Sovereign. Because here's the frustrating part. The Sovereign is the entire narrator of the story so far. The first, like, let's say 19 issues is the Sovereign's perspective. And I'm like, dude, here's the thing. I want to be able to hear Diana's inner dialogue, inner thoughts as she goes through this, because that's oftentimes as important as the spoken dialogue, because with the inner dialogue, you're getting a little bit more of like what a character is feeling during a story, during like a fight, if you will. And when you have 19 issues of just the villain's perspective, it doesn't work, and it kind of muddies the narrative on who's the protagonist. 3, King, okay, it's going to be the off-panel thing, because King does so much off-panel. According to Britt, King's tendency to have significant events occur off-panel, then attempt to explain them as twists and surprises dilutes the impact of these events. When crucial moments are not shown directly, it creates even more of a disconnect, making it harder to engage with the story. Yes, because here's the thing. You can say that some stuff can happen off-panel. That happens in storylines because you only have a certain amount of page real estate. Then you have to make your storyline simpler. If half of the important events in this story happen off panel. And I'm sorry, that is just poor writing. If I can't, it's gotten to the point where it's hard to logically follow the story. It's like you're doing a math problem and you keep skipping steps and your teacher can't tell how you were thinking. Second, 4, the Sovereign drives the plot. This villain-centric narrative is an aspect King criticized about past runs. Again, yet it is central to his storyline. He has significantly altered the dynamics of Diana's villains, depicting them as pawns of the Sovereign. Yeah, I'm sorry. Grail is not going to be the pawn of anyone. He better, like, have this be where, like, Grail is manipulating the Sovereign or something like that, because I'm sorry, Darkseid's daughter is not going to be commanded. Neither would Cersei or Dr. Psycho. I'm sorry. You could have had all the villains teaming up under the command of Grail to take down Diana. That's a story. But no, that they're not, particularly Grail is not going to be the subordinate of the Sovereign. That makes zero sense. Or Cersei. There's no way Cersei would do the will of a human being. That ain't happening. Now, 5, one of the most notable ill-advised changes the dynamic is the reimagining of Vanessa Capitellus' relationship with Diana. Traditionally depicted as a sisterly bond, King transforms this into an unrequited obsessive crush. Yeah, where when the villains first strike at Diana, she's in the Washington Monument, and then Vanessa or Silver Swan knocks her into a pillar and is holding her there and saying, "Come with me, Diana. We could go. We can leave. We could be together." And I'm like, where is this coming from? See, here's the thing. King was on a buddy of mine's podcast recently, and he said that, like, he has this vast comic knowledge. He has so many trades, and he read a lot of Wonder Woman to prepare for the run. The entire run shows me he didn't read anything. Because if he read stuff, he would have seen that, like, that's not Vanessa's relationship with Diana. Grail or any of these villains would not be the pawns of another villain. Diana would not act this way. Diana would not suddenly, first off, Diana would not suddenly be obsessed with Steve, because I'm sorry, King has also said that, like, Steve and Diana are, like, in the middle of their relationship, and I'm like, hey, dude, if they're in the middle of the relationship, why did you kill Steve, and why were they broken up for the last 5 years? 5 years. You didn't read anything. So, as it's saying at the bottom of the screen, hashtag King off Wonder Woman and hashtag Retconned Trinity. That's the other thing. Trinity's origin is because Batman and Superman have kids, Wonder Woman should have a kid. And I'm like, see what that does? That doesn't tell me what having a kid would add to Diana as a character. That's what you have to do when you're adding on something as significant as a daughter. You can't, like, say, because these two characters have kids. What you have to say is, I think that Diana having a kid would make sense. It would add to her because she's empathetic. There is times in the comics where she has wished she had a kid and she wants to, like, love a child or something like that. Somehow you could BS your way through that. But no, King is a lazy thinker. Yes, I'm going to say that. He is a lazy writer. And that's really what the off-panel stuff is. It's not even incompetence, because I've seen him do good stuff. He is just lazy. And that's what I'm going to say. Hashtag King off Wonder Woman. Hashtag Retconned Trinity. So I hope you guys enjoyed this first episode of Wonder Woman Wednesday. This is going to temporarily replace the Comic Talk episodes for right now. And yeah, so if you want these a day early, consider becoming a member, because these normally can go out on, like, Tuesday afternoon to Tuesday evening. And be sure to be hitting those hashtags if you would like King to be off Wonder Woman. Stay heroic, everyone. Remember, Lois Lane's Lois Lane and Steve Trevor and Steve Never. He belongs 6 feet underground. Zoe's the Max About for life. See you later. Bye-bye.